No, really, it's cocaine and thugs.
We export and import.
So anyway, we are Dice Junkies. We're a small YouTube channel and website. We started up about a year ago. So you can check us out at dicejunkies.com or YouTube/Dicejunkies. All that good stuff. All those social media places. We try to hide out there and have people see us so that someday people will actually come to care.
Tell them what we're about, man.
But no, we are a geek-centric gaming, comics, tabletop, all that stuff that when we were in high school we were made fun of about, but somehow has managed to gain some more popularity these days. And you would never see a hit show with kids playing D&D back when I was growing up. That was what the people beat up.
Yeah, I grew up in the South playing Dungeons and Dragons at tabletop games back when everybody felt that you were going to hell for it. That was just the way y'all remember. Yeah, I see some nods. It was hard to convince people that you weren't crazy.
Try playing Dungeons and Dragons in a home of a Pentecostal family.
I'm sure that flies
So
well.
I was going straight to.
Yeah, thankfully I also grew up during the time when your parents let the Nintendo raise you. So I just got the D&D books and hid them under the Nintendo, and there you go.
Wow,
Nobody knew I had them.
Yeah, that Nintendo.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
And
I had an Atari 2600 as well. And it's not because I'm old though. It's just because no, I got hand-me-downs. We were poor.
we weren't poor. We break stereotypes. He's the 401.
Yeah. He got all the white privilege in this group.
Like I got a Nintendo when it came out. I had the gun, the light gun, Duck Hunt. That's kind of what started up our subject today, is that we played a lot of tabletop, and some of our vets out there are going to be familiar with the concept of alignments. Especially D&D, Hackmaster. They use a system of alignments that basically go lawful, neutral, chaotic, and good, neutral, and evil. Mm-hmm. And then we looked at video games and noticed that there's a lot of patterns where you can look at these guys and go, man, these guys fit into these alignments, but not usually the way that people think they do.
Well, I think that's also debatable. I don't think I don't know. You have some weird alignment choices for these guys, but we're gonna see what happens here. So you wanna go ahead and roll into Nathan Drake?
Oh yeah, Nathan Drake. This is a fun one. I know there's got to be some people out there who know who old Nathan Drake is. Star of the Uncharted series, Nathan Drake is, in theory, an explorer, treasure hunter.
Yeah, one of the highest body counts for an explorer that I've ever seen.
I mean, Nathan Drake makes Indiana Jones look like a good archaeologist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think, you look at Indiana Jones and go like, did he ever turn anything into a museum? Well, hey, you know what he didn't do? He didn't leave nearly as many dead Nazis. Like, Drake's got Nazis, like Colombian drug lords, he just piles them on.
Well, I mean, not to mention just the casualties just from being around him. It's like everywhere I go, I'm going to get attacked by pirates.
It's like, I'm on a boat out in the sea. Oh, pirates showed up. Why? I pissed them off,
Yeah.
Also, we're not supposed to be here. And it's like, that's the first scene of the game, is he's on a boat, he's got a news reporter there, and he's like, oh, yeah, those are pirates. How do you know they're pirates? Oh, I pissed them off before I came out here. So here's a gun, shoot people. And that's like scene one. And we're sitting there looking at it going like, did he just hand a news reporter a gun and tell her to shoot people in the face? And then she's like, well, why don't we call the Coast Guard? Oh, we're not supposed to be here either. So I'm just like...
Yeah, I mean, illegal activity out the butt there. So what do you say he falls in onto the chart? Now, I mean, we have, so you have lawful, you have neutral, and you have chaotic.
Okay, we don't have to take a lot of time on this one. Nathan Drake is pure chaotic. He doesn't follow any rules, not even his own. He mentions certain rules that he goes, no, I'm not going to do this. not what I do. Then he immediately does that. So, I mean, you can't put him anywhere on a scale of I have principles of any nature.
Well, I mean, I think that is pretty obvious. We talked about the scene on the boat, no license, just kill people. No, I'm not going to call the law.
Well, he does try to help his friends. No keyword, there's try.
Well, now that comes on the next scale. I mean, is he a good guy? Is he sort of neutral, or is he evil?
Well, I think a lot of people that are fans are going to say that Nathan Drake's at least a good guy, right? He makes the final right call in the end. But the thing is, that doesn't make a good guy. Everybody makes the right call when they're presented with an absolute, It's like, oh, am I gonna let this kill everybody or not? You don't have to be a good guy to go like, that's probably not gonna be a good idea. I don't think people are gonna be okay with that. I put him at neutral. I believe Nathan Drake is gonna do what's best for him and best for everyone else if he has to. But, I mean, he's been shown to basically go like, hey, I want that. You're here first, so I'm just going to shoot all of you. That's my resolution to this problem. I'm going to shoot everyone who was here first, because he gets to places that other people have beat him to, and his resolution isn't, oh man, I guess they beat me.
I sort of agree with you on the neutral, but I am leaning very heavily towards evil. I mean, you got to look. He is like greed incarnate, man. He hides all the details of this stuff. He goes out there. He's killing people because he's wanting treasure. Like, he's going out there for treasure, and that's why he's killing these people. Like, if he wasn't greedy, he wouldn't kill anybody.
I mean, if you play through the games, he does usually, in the end, defeat his greed. I mean, by that time, everybody that's helped him, because here's the key part here, is he ruins every one of his friends and coworkers' lives. Like, most of them don't make it out. I mean, even his love interest, he disappears on her. And then when she finds him again, he marries her, they have a kid, and he disappears again. In the latest game, they're estranged. They're supposed to be married, but he's wandered off again, so... he tries to do right, then he kind of just goes off on that selfish rant. But is he evil? Well, probably.
Yeah. There you go.
But I'm going to stick with my chaotic neutral just because I love money, and I'd probably shoot at least a few pirates for some money. I mean, I can't condemn anybody for doing something I wouldn't do.
It's pretty okay to shoot.
I wouldn't shoot an unarmed pirate, but if you had a gun...
I don't know, dude. I saw some scenes where he shot people in the back, man. And these were cut scenes, not.
And this isn't just like you chose to shoot him in the back of the head. Yeah, but pirates. You can shoot pirates, right? Isn't it pirates?
It's legal to shoot pirates.
Yeah. See, it's legal to shoot pirates, Nazis, and
In international water, if anyone tries to.
And anybody that wears like a face mask covers their face. Because he shoots a lot of those in one of his games. He goes through a eastern village, and everybody that's got their face covered.
Let's not get political now.
That's not political. I didn't say why their faces were covered. It might be butt ugly.
I'm making a joke. It's a bad joke. But,
does anybody agree with us on there? How do y'all feel about Nathan Drake?
I go with chaotic neutral.
I'm seeing some nods here. Nobody, oh man. Thought we'd have some fans that defend Nathan Drake's honor. They wouldn't work out for him again as friends. No, it's bad for your health.
Yeah, nobody wants to stand up for Nathan Drake now. They're like, ooh, yeah.
Those guys are all dead. Yeah.
All right, so let's check out another character. We're gonna go and check out Kratos.
Y'all ignore that. He's been calling him Kratos for weeks. Now, for y'all that don't know, Kratos is the god of war, or at least he had that stint for a while. He is a Spartan warrior that basically goes on a revenge quest of epic proportions against the Greek pantheon. And he ultimately succeeds, which, is interesting since in this particular world, the Greek pantheon literally is what they say on the can. I'm the god of weather, you've killed me, now all the weather's jacked up. But this doesn't stop our boy Kratos. He's like, I owe you one. I don't care if I got to take out, every friggin' deity on the block.
They did sort of do him wrong, though. I mean, it was a rough life, man.
Well, if you want a little backstory here, the bigger thing about Kratos is that Kratos started off getting messed over by the gods. There was basically a prophecy that a guy with a mark over his eye was going to take down the Greek pantheon. So his brother was born with a birthmark. First thing that happens, they take his brother out. They kidnap him and torture him. And when Kratos tries to stop him, he gets his signature scar. And it just keeps going from there. He ends up working for Ares, the god of war. Ares thinks it'll be funny to make him kill his own family. He's like, you know what, man, you don't need to have a family, you work for me. He tricks him into killing his own family, and Athena, usually considered to be a fairly reasonable goddess, her oracle says, I'm gonna stick your ashes of your family in your body because this is clearly your fault. That this god, way more powerful than you, drove you crazy and made you kill your own family. And that's just the start of it. He then works for the gods trying to get himself forgiven. Guess what? They go, yeah, you're forgiven, but we're not going to do anything about the nightmares.
All right, so you're talking about all this stuff that happened to him now. Now he's going around killing these people. What do you think about that? I mean, like, what alignment does he fall under for you, man?
But here's the thing, though. I know my Greek mythology, and the Greek gods are all a-holes, man.
No, they are.
I mean, they've classically been just a group of jackasses. Excuse me, jerks.
So you're saying he's a good guy, or are you saying?
I'm going to put Kratos at, he's definitely, you know what? I almost want to call him lawful because he sticks to his guns about getting all the Greek gods.
I did fight that. Yeah.
Yeah, he disagrees with me, but man, this guy made an oath to get his revenge and he pulled it on through. It's such a strong oath that we think the Norse pantheon, if you look at that picture, may just kind of be collateral damage because he's like, they're not Greek, but they're close enough.
I mean, the only reason I fight lawful is because he does do some chaotic stuff throughout his adventures when he ends up in hell and different things. I mean, some of his actions I think are very chaotic. Now, of course, some of those are player choices too, so it's hard to.
Well, I'm going to stick with lawful neutral.
Lawful.
I'm going to put him in lawful neutral. I believe that he makes a promise and he keeps it. And now, is there collateral damage? Yeah, but he didn't make a promise there wouldn't be collateral damage.
See, I'm thinking more chaotic neutral, but just because I understand he has his code, his goal, his revenge, but I don't think it's to an extent that it can be considered lawful. He's just an angry dude.
Nah, I think he's got to focus, man. It's called determination. You know what you can do with determination for some of those Undertale fans.
I mean, I think the story ends up going, it's like, I killed all these gods. Now what am I going to do? Oh, there's some more gods over here. Now these didn't even mess with me.
Hey, we all know they're going to screw with him. And he's going to make a new oath. He's going to be like, all right, that's it. You guys are on the list. He's got a check-off list.
I mean, I think he just enjoys killing gods at this point. I mean,
that's a form of dedication, man, like a person who loves his job. I mean, he's not lazy. He went through the entire group. Like, he didn't leave anybody out. Some of them I'm going like, I don't even remember. That's one of those lesser known gods on the side. But he's like, no, we're going to get even you. What are you the god of? Like, chairs? All right, you're out.
Dang it. All right, guys.
I don't know if that's canon that he killed the god of chairs, but they say he took out the whole pantheon, so that implies the chair god's gone.
It implies it does.
How do y'all feel about Kratos? Do y'all believe Kratos is a wild, angry man, or is he just a man of his word on a mission? You like the way I made mine sound better?
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. All right, guys. We're gonna say, raise the hand if you think he is lawful neutral.
Looks like I got at least 3.
Chaotic neutral. Oh, look at that. See. All right, now you raising your hand. You got something to say?
He has a point.
Yeah, it's a good point.
When he runs across a few of the gods he doesn't consider threats, he does basically go, get out of here. Of course, you know what happens. You turn your back, they try to stab you in the back, and then he takes your head and shoves it up your own tail.
He's also got that Nathan Drake mentality of he'll work with a few of the gods, and he ends up getting them screwed over, so...
Yeah, but with him, it's under plan. I'm going to stick with mine. I'm stubborn. I'm saying it's all part of the plan.
I'm gonna still stick with chaotic, but neutral is definitely an arguable alignment. This is one of the things that we've talked about with alignments. It isn't a lot of times in the eye of the beholder. Like, we can talk to you about alignments. We can tell you what we see as the alignment. And with gaming, that's a big problem with tabletop gaming. Is a lot of people will do tabletop gaming and they have this character concept and they have the alignment, but they don't talk it over with their DM, with the people they're playing it with. So then there's this disconnect when they come, and the person running it's like, oh no, that ain't no lawful neutral there, you know. But and that's why, you know, discussions and stuff like that when it comes to alignment is a good thing, because then you can determine, okay, well, I see this as being neutral, but in your eyes, okay, he's lawful neutral, whatever. You know, that's where we'll stick. But it's good to have the discussion,
well, you know,
because
like
it
you
is
said,
such a variable thing. But just your life experience can also just change how you see alignments, you know.
Like you said, yeah, being an ex-Marine, I found that's the way it works
Yeah,
for a lot of
yeah.
people. Like for me, you know, I kind of lean toward, you know, a sentiment that says somebody deserves it, they get what's coming to them.
Yeah.
Which means I tend to see people lawful that he doesn't, because I'm like, hey man, you know, you asked for it.
All right, so who you want to jump to next? We've got Donkey Kong on the list, and we have Princess
Zelda. Oh man, I love talking about Princess Zelda. Now everybody here should be familiar with the Zelda series.
Yeah.
And one of the most recurring characters is definitely Princess Zelda. This is definitely, we chose her instead of people like Peach and Mario because we felt that like Princess Zelda, at least we know she's the princess of her kingdom.
Well, there's also a little more story with Zelda than there is with Peach and stuff like that.
I don't even think she really runs anything, y'all. I don't think that she runs her Mushroom Kingdom. I think they just tell her she's a princess, give her a nice place to stay.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to have any real authority here, but Zelda, she's a boss. But Princess Zelda is well, originally she used to be the damsel in distress of the Zelda series, but at this point she's practically a dual protagonist. She's gotten really more active in the games.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
It's about
look at her.
time. It's about time she quits relying on a little kid to try to save her nation.
And this is where the alignment discussion starts, because a lot of people will look at her and go, Princess Zelda's lawful good. This is what I hear people say. But I disagree vehemently. I mean, I remember walking up as a little kid whose uncle in Link to the Past just died in a tunnel trying to come help her. And her basic reaction is, oh, that's terrible. You do it. You know, you go out, you're going to go get these. Yeah, we knew, you know, there's a hero. We knew we were going to have a hero coming. So what we did is we took all the tools you need and we made them really hard to get. We hid them somewhere else with lots of danger. I'm not going to send anybody with you. You're going to go alone, kid, and you're going to go get all of these to prove that you're worthy to save me.
I mean, she can't even give you a glass jar, dude. You got to go find one.
I mean, I've got to go beg for glass jars and rupees. It's like, you're the princess, right? Like, you know, can't you just tell somebody, give them a bag full of glass jars and some rupees and like tell somebody to show them where the temple is? So I've always felt that while Zelda definitely is not a bad person, technically, she's definitely not organized. I mean, you learn later on that she's got the Triforce of Wisdom, which means she can kind of see the future. And technically, she's supposed to be wise. Yet every time you come to save her, where's the sword? Oh, we hid it. It's over there. How do I get it? We all know. Just go do it, man. I'm like, really? What I would do is that when you showed up, I'd be like, hey, come here. We got a duffel bag full of, you know, here's a master sword, silver arrows, heart containers, and all the glass jars we could collect. Just ready for you.
But I mean, I still think she's a good person. I mean, she is trying to save her kingdom.
Yes, she's trying to save her kingdom. As we've actually played Ocarina of Time and the others, you know that there's a bunch of kingdoms out there. There's other people. But Zelda is only worried about the Hylians. How many people here remember playing Twilight Princess? Ah, okay then, and even Ocarina of Time. If you notice something interesting, the Hylians have this wonderful castle wall with guards. Where do you see the humans? They're living outside the castle on little unprotected farms or in villages that literally get monster attacks every night.
Well, not everybody can fit in the walls, man. God.
There's no guards. There's nobody out there helping them. Heck, you show up, the Goras are gone sometimes in the game. It's, you know, the whole race is wiped out. The Hylians like, oh yeah, we don't know. But don't worry about them. Don't ask where they went. They didn't pay their taxes. You know, so that's the question. Is she good because she's supposedly trying to protect just her kingdom?
I'm going to actually drop her a chaotic good, because I do think she is trying to better the kingdom, but she's crazy about it. She just, I'm gonna send this kid. I'm gonna, you know, and it's just like, yeah, okay, you're a little. Oh, I'm not gonna give you anything. But it always works out, and she does always get the kingdom saved. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, she gets a guy to get it done.
Yeah.
But I mean, that whole Sheikah incident, man, it's like, wait a minute, you know all the songs I need to know. Why are you teaching me these one at a friggin' time?
Oh, well, I mean, game mechanics, man, game mechanics. You gotta forgive a little bit for game mechanics.
Well, I'm going to put her at true neutral. I agree with my boy in that she does things as she feels she needs to do it, but not a lick more than that. Not a little bit more. So I can't give her a good alignment because, yeah, you're going to protect your own. I'm the princess. It's my kingdom. Yeah, I'm going to protect it. But I'm not going to do any more work than I have to. Maybe that makes her smart, though. Some people think that's the way to go, man. You know, you delegate. She's got a hero, she got a little kid, she sends out to get it done.
Maybe she just saw a prophecy and that's why she's the kid. And it's like, if you send anybody with him, they're just going to die. He's going to beat them up.
Hey, his last name's not Drake. It's not Link Drake, you know? He doesn't have a history of dead friends.
The kid runs around breaking vases and digging holes everywhere. So,
well, some of us didn't.
Do you really want to send one of your guards or some of your guards with him? Have them break their leg in a hole that he dug, or slip on something that's coming out of a broken vase. I mean, the kid's destructive. So.
And now you know why we didn't do Link, because his Link's a jerk.
Actually, I'm going to say she's lawful good now, because she's sending this kid. She knows he's going to get the job done, and if he doesn't, if he dies, so what? He's a pain. He's an evil little brat.
You guys have just seen a great example of how your personal alignment can change how you see things. I know one thing, you're not lawful good. You just proved that.
All right, guys, anybody have an opinion on what they think Zelda is?
All right, just to recap what she said in case you didn't hear. She said that she believes she's lawful neutral. Neutral because she doesn't really go out of her way to do a lot to help, but lawful because she takes care of her kingdom. I guess you can definitely see it that way.
It's definitely a way to look at it.
I mean, if you're a Hylian, you know, she's a great princess, you know, safe in her castle, gets people to get it done and aren't even on the payroll. She gets it done for free.
Delegation.
I'm telling you. And like, because how many times have y'all played the game and remember that you've just saved the Empire? And she's like, good job, Link, bye. And he just walks out the castle. There's no reward. You never come back. You're in Link's mansion. It's like, no, she's good.
Yeah, Link's in a cave for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you know, he wakes up at a cave and it's like, yeah, we put you in this cave so you could come save us. We left you a pair of old rotted pants and a dirty shirt. There's not even shoes. And I'm just like, wait a minute, where's my like armor, my sword, the bag of money? No, they didn't leave any of that for you.
Anybody else?
No, I was stuck in the cave.
We're good. All right, so I guess we'll move on to Donkey Kong.
All right, now the fun thing about Donkey Kong is a lot of people don't know that there's actually 3 Donkey Kongs. We have our original Donkey Kong. That's the boy we all remember from that likes to kidnap Pauline. Well, the first one to kidnap Pauline. We'll get into that. As you see the picture there, that is canon. Then we have Donkey Kong Jr. for those of us old enough or just in a retro to play it. At that point, Donkey Kong Jr. is a hero, man. He's trying to save his dad from a jerk. But then we have
his dad that kidnapped people.
Hey, you know, you don't know what happened before that. I mean, real fans know that his dad did that because he was in a circus by Mario's grandfather, who used to make him juggle fire and tom-tom. Oh yeah, I went way back. I went back further than anybody. I went back to like the little watch games. Y'all remember that, Game & Watch?
Oh God.
So there's history here. The current Donkey Kong is normally seen as a hero. This is our Donkey Kong at Donkey Kong Island. Generally, he's got his own island where he's got other Kongs living with him, and he's known for having his hoarding bananas, hanging out with a little monkey, and fighting alligators.
All right.
Okay, all right.
It's
my show now.
You're doing a good job of explaining this stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and let you, buddy.
Most of the conflict in the Donkey Kong games, y'all know, is people keep trying to steal Donkey Kong's hoard of bananas. Well, this is one of the areas things we had a conflict on the alignment of, because I looked at it and said, well, you know, he's like, yeah, they're trying to steal from him. And I'm like, yeah, but This dude's got a Scrooge McDuck vault of bananas, y'all. I mean, I'm sitting here wondering, like, what the heck does everybody else eat? Because he's got all of them.
If I go out and I collect my bananas, it's my bananas. You know? It's just like, I made my money. You can't take my money.
Well, I can't argue with you on that one, and this is why we had to do a little more research, because in the end, it comes down to, but see, the thing is, that doesn't necessarily make good or evil, though. Basically, you've got people that are fighting over this large stockpile of bananas, you know, who earned them, who they belong to. It's hard to say. It's an island economy.
I mean, I've played the games. There are bananas everywhere, not just in this vault.
But he's got the best bananas. He says what he keeps telling,
His bananas brings all the monkeys to the yard.
Well, a banana shake is good, you know.
Yeah, that's right. His is better than yours.
I will not challenge Donkey Kong. Yeah, he's got it. I'll give it to him. But here's the fun part. We went into a later game series, and guess what we found out? There is a series of games called Mario vs. Donkey Kong that came out recently. And Donkey Kong starts showing it, and it's a family tradition of taking what he wants. The first game, he steals a bunch of Mario's toys, as y'all can see there. Those are actually toys that Mario was making, and they sold out. So Donkey Kong's reaction was to break into the factory and start stealing them. And when Mario tries to stop him, you end up with a retro-style scenario of him trying to basically knock Mario out, and Mario going like, hey man, you didn't pay for those. So do we know that he collected those bananas correctly?
I mean, last time I checked, we were innocent until proven guilty.
They show him stealing the toys, we know that. And then the second game, he decides to grab Pauline. Well, Pauline's gone now.
My battery died.
But he ends up grabbing Pauline again. Now he treats her nice, so when Mario finally saves her, who's been giving her gifts and food, but at the same time, he basically decided to run off again with Pauline. And at this point, I'm pretty impressed, because I mean, his granddad kidnapped Pauline. She looks good for her age. I'm going like, wow, man, like this is 3 generations later.
I mean, have you looked up how long apes live? I mean, I haven't really studied much about apes.
Yeah, y'all go check out Matt Pat for that. we're not the theorists here. But basically, I'm going to have to, let's get around to the point that I'm going to have to say that Donkey Kong, to me, hits me as a straight chaotic neutral. He does what he wants when he wants. When he can get what he wants, he's a nice guy. Plays nice with others, but when he's got something he can't get what he wants, then he goes ape on it.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of him as a good guy, but I'm actually going to go true neutral on this one, because most of what he does, to me, it just seems like he's a monkey. He's falling to his basic instinct. And if you look at any other animal, bears, stuff like that, they're always considered neutral. And so I'm gonna go with that. I don't think he really intends to do anything with Pauline or hurt Pauline. It's just his instinct to kidnap them. I mean, this has happened over generations. It's bred into his body. He wants to. He doesn't intend to do it. It just happens, man.
So our boy Zeno Davis is going to give him a true neutral based on, you know, you can genetically be disposed toward kidnapping. I got to attack that one and go like, really? Okay.
I mean, I did it last week. It was purely an accident.
See, most of his decisions go from his own bad judgment. But what do y'all guys think about our boy Donkey Kong? I mean, he's done a little good work, but y'all think he's chaotic neutral or just true neutral, just being a monkey?
Neutral. I don't even know if he's neutral.
Oh, look at that.
See, I got some backup.
Unlawful.
I say true neutral, but
All right, well, why do you think it's true neutral? All right.
Yeah, I like that. She's like, I think it's true neutral, but I don't want to agree with you. Don't worry, that's a lot of people's opinion.
Yeah, I'm a horrible person. Most people don't want to agree with me.
But, you know, I don't like agreeing with him. I mean, that's why I don't agree with him on any of
That's just because I'm white.
No politics.
the way that you were just
Is that politics?
it sounded a lot like Harambe, how people were arguing.
Oh, like
over,
Harambe?
Hey, Harambe was a nice monkey. I liked Harambe. I believe Harambe got a bad.
None of that was Harambe's fault.
Yeah.
So, you know, Harambe lives. Exactly. All right, anybody else? Anybody else?
The cool part we wanted to do here was give people an option of, do y'all have a video game character that you'd like us to break down and analyze his alignment on? Anybody got anybody like to offer up from their iconic list of video game characters? You'll be surprised, you can't shock me, I know about most of them.
He does. I don't care. Here we go.
What did you say? We out here with
I told
what?
him that he collects vintage video games. I'm trying to think of something. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a hand raised over here, so let's.
What you got for us? Which one from Undertale? Oh, Chara. Not the one you play as Chara. Oh, well now that's almost an easy one. Chara from Undertales is the previous character before you play it, a young girl that basically to me turns out to be a level of psycho that had no place in that game. Yeah, I'm going to go straight for chaotic evil with Chara. Essentially, if she's the part of the bad ending, if you mess up and play it too evil, oh yes?
Well, I disagree really on really only have canon based on the genocide ending. So the genocide ending could be affecting if we had seen it in other routes.
That's an interesting possibility, but I just can't help it, man. That face she makes. I've seen Chara's face at the end. She possesses your main character, and she's so evil that if you start your game over after doing the evil genocide ending, you can't do the good ending. If you do the good ending, she takes you over at the end and goes, oh, you can't go back on this. You basically get like locked in. Yeah, you have to like delete a certain file, and if I have to delete a game file to undo the evil I did, I'm gonna go like, you're good at it.
But that also teaches you if you do something so bad in real life, people would understand that. So it's not educational.
All right, I like her idea though that Chara's trying to educate you. She's teaching you not to do these bad things by being a monster.
She's manipulating.
Well, you know, maybe she's lawful evil. Maybe she's trying to teach you a really, really personal lesson. What I've seen from people that went to genocide, right, the lesson they learned is, I need to learn how to go into my files and delete save games.
Yeah, Charles Manson was educated.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? What you got, man? I love those burns, by the way, man.
Oh, wow. Now, this is fun. For our Fallout fans out there, Mr. House, the famous face behind the screen. You see him a lot in the game, and basically he's the guy that's running New Vegas and is trying to get you to take it over with a robot army, you know, for the good of the people.
Always.
Yeah, for the good of the people, and Mr. House. Mr. House to me is one of those ones that it really depends on how you see organizations, because his concept of a free Vegas really does sound enticing, especially to those of us, you know, we're Americans, so we like a system that's going to lean toward democracy. We're going to like a system that goes, hey, you know, we got our own ability to somewhat self-govern. The government's there to protect us, you know, but like we get to do a lot of our own thing. But at the same time, if you play through the game, there are a few people he just doesn't like. And he's like, no, I want these guys gone.
I mean, but did he have a reason? I mean, here's the thing. I mean, those people may not have been for the better good, man.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to put Mr. House at a firm neutral. He tries to stick to his guns, but there's a couple of times he lets his personal opinions bend in there.
I'm going to put him at neutral good. Like he's blinded by this goal of this free Vegas.
All right. I can't probably put him at neutral good, but then I will admit that Mr. House has died in every version of my playthrough, and I took over because, you know, I'm the best person to run the Wastelands every time. Like, you know, even in Fallout 4, it's me and the Minuteman all the way. I don't have room for other people trying to have opinions.
Oh, now Fallout 4 is a whole nother story with the
Totalitarian.
the railroad stupidity and the brotherhood.
You can't do Fallout 4 without getting political.
Yeah.
That to me was designed to make you feel unhappy with every choice other than blowing everyone else up. Now, I saw you had your hand up. What'd you have for us? Oh, the Queen of Blades, the Queen Bee of the universe. StarCraft, Kerrigan originally was a ghost, and she basically was a good soldier, did her job, but she ends up getting a little bit of the alien cooties there.
So yeah,
And-
she had a bit of an alignment change.
Yeah, not all of it optional. And basically, she ends up working for the face-eating aliens that want to simulate the universe. Now, the interesting part is that she seems to have enough control that she doesn't kill her boyfriend, at least. The main male human character, whose name is escaping me because, you get nervous when you're in front of a bunch of people. But, you got him? Rayner. Yeah, Rayner, survives every encounter with her. And generally, she mainly goes. The problem with this is that the humans are really bad guys in this one. So where you want to go, she's evil because she works with the aliens and kills a lot of humans. They keep poking her. Like every opportunity, they provoke her into going alien genocide.
I think there's actually more to her story, than I can remember. Because I think it went beyond StarCraft.
Oh, she was betrayed a lot of times. I mean, yeah, there's a lot there. I'm gonna say that Kerrigan, to me, hits lawful evil. The reason is that I think she's got her principles. She definitely does not value, when she goes on a rampage, there's no value for human life in it at all. But you've got to cross the line with her. She's not going to come out and look for trouble, but she reacts with some serious thunder when it happens. How do you feel about that one? I like when he's just like, okay, we'll stick with my lawful evil then. I must be right. He's stunned. He's stunned by my judgment.
I really don't know the character well enough to make a decision, so I'm going to stay out of this one.
Oh, I see one more hand raised. What you got for us? Who? Pitfall. Oh, wow, he went real old school. Pitfall Harry. Man, we've got another adventurer here, an archaeologist. The reason I actually can't call Pitfall Harry just because I don't know what he's going to do with his findings at the end, Because that's like I said with Indiana Jones, my biggest issue is you find these amazing things and then they never end up where they're supposed to be. Hey, I found the Holy Grail. It can cure any disease. It's gone.
Was there that much story behind Pitfall Harry? I don't remember a huge amount of story.
It was an epic story of a quest.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's it. It's a quest. It's goal driven. At least he's not shooting people.
You know what? I will give you that. He does not have the body count. So, yeah, we'll say that he's definitely not an evil guy. But, we don't know. He might have took all that, went on just a Las Vegas binge with all of his stolen artifacts at the end, so.
I'm going to leave him at true neutral just because I don't have enough to move him outside of that.
Yeah, I could say true neutral. I mean, if I was Pitfall Harry, I definitely would have a serious issue with alligators, man. I'd probably lean toward evil. I'd have alligator shoes.
In the eyes of an alligator, he may have a different alignment. So.
Well, he is in there.
He may just be food too.
Way I played, he was food a lot. I'll admit that was not my best game. Well, look, guys, we want to go ahead and get. Oh, we got another hand up back there. Oh, Solid Snake.
We actually argued about doing this one, and then we were like, "There's so much though. I don't know where to go with Snake. He is."
Well, Metal Gear has a very convoluted storyline. We got clones, we got organizations switching sides. One thing about Snake, I'll say, is that when it comes to being on a mission, he's a soldier. So I definitely feel that he is lawful. He doesn't step out of that realm unless he's forced to. And for those who remember the game, determination. This is a guy who we had to suffer through crawling down a friggin' hallway for I don't remember how long, and I pressed that finger and my finger was hurting. I felt lawful that time I was done, because I was like, I'm not stopping. But versus the good and evil, he tends to side on trying to do kind of the right thing, but for the most part, he follows orders, so I'm gonna put him in a lawful neutral.
There you go. All right, well, that's, let's see, it is 11:37. I think we're supposed to wrap up at 11:40, 45. Oh, we got
a little more. Well,
yeah.
I saw you raise your
Anybody
hand.
else?
What do you got for us? Oh, all right, people. For our Borderlands fans, Claptrap, the little mouthy robot. Now, what's fun about this one is if you haven't gotten all the way to playing the game, the pre-sequel, I believe, where you get to play as Claptrap, I would definitely say Claptrap is, probably neutral good. He sounds like a pretty nice guy. And then, you get to the pre-sequel, you kind of find out that he's kind of a murder bot. Just with a pleasant attitude about it.
Yeah, but he's still a robot. Does he have artificial intelligence?
Oh man, you don't know Claptrap. Claptrap's got feelings, man. You could hurt Claptrap's feelings.
Well, no, like I have a doubt on that. That's what I'm saying. Like, was he just programmed to act that way?
I'm going to do one that's unexpected. I'm going to say that my boy Claptrap is neutral evil, just very polite and pleasant about it. You know, he isn't a jerk about being evil. You know,
I think he just had a really good programmer, and then so I'm gonna have to just leave him at true neutral because he's just doing his
you know,
it's just a machine. Dude.
Claptraps are people too.
No, it's a robot man.
No, there's like a whole DLC where Claptraps are people too. like everybody becomes a Claptrap.
We are all Claptrap.
But I'm going to go with neutral evil on him. I mean, Claptrap has always hit me as a character that, I suspected him the whole game. I'm just paranoid like that. I said, I think he just wants me to help him. He's in it for the assistance he's getting. And then you play through some of the DLC and the pre-sequel and you find out, so Claptrap is not nice. You know, don't be fooled by the dance moves.
He did have some good one-liners, so I'll give him that.
Oh, we got Ness and his boy up here with their hands up. What we got?
Jack and Daxter.
Oh, Jack and Daxter. This is a team up of characters here. Jack and Daxter are kind of like adventurers, you know, for the most part, pretty innocent up front. Man, that's a story, though. It changes as you get further into it. I mean, Daxter gets turned into, an ocelot? Essentially, he gets turned into a little muskrat ocelot. And you find out that ocelots are apparently like super important as the story goes on. And he ends up fighting a lot of people. Jax ends up being the chosen one. You know, I've got this bloodline. Oh, I've got this ancient power. You guys have seen it. If you're DBZ fans, you know power creep. The concept that characters just get more crazy as it goes on. I think they started out as pretty innocent kids. Chaotic good to neutral good adventurers. But by the end, they get a little gritty. They're still good guys, but they definitely solidly end up in chaotic good because they get that kind of dark, edgy hero feel to them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know you agree with that because you don't know what we're talking about.
I do know you're talking about.
He does. All right, we got any more? We got a little more time? Let's see. Booker DeWitt. All right, now Bioshock Infinite's a fun game. For our guys out there that have played Bioshock and those that haven't, Booker DeWitt shows up to do a job, in our famous floating island of wonderful people with great opinions about equality. And if you don't get that, that is absolute irony. But as you go through the game, you find out that Booker DeWitt is basically like the world's worst dad. This version you play as is not the worst of the worst, but that's the fun thing about Bioshock Infinite. You find out that there are multiple timelines, and the one thing that seems to be pretty canon is you're a bad dad in every last one of them. They do not show a you did not basically be a terrible dad storyline. So I'm going to go with the Booker DeWitt you play as. I see him as, he's not quite evil. I mean, he's selfish. He's definitely selfish. But when he realizes what he's done, he really does try to fix it. But the man does not have a code of rules. Like, he does whatever the heck. You are killing your way through this location, and you made a deal. At the beginning of the game, basically Booker DeWitt made a deal and sold his daughter to himself. He didn't know it at the time, but it was another more evil version of himself. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Yeah, you're supposed to put that at the beginning. So spoilers for Bioshock Infinite. But essentially, he tries to fix it. He goes into a depression, and when he goes and gets a chance, he tries to go in. Of course, he Nathan Drakes it, which is he tries to fix it by killing every single person that gets in his way, including himself. So
I still don't think his body counts as high as Nathan Drake.
Well, nobody's body counts as high as Nathan Drake. I mean, you start the game with like 8 or 9 pirate boats full of sunk. And that's the tutorial area. So I'm going to say Booker DeWitt is a chaotic neutral in his incarnation as you play him. Now, his other versions seem to be much worse. You seem to be playing about the nicest Booker DeWitt out of the bunch.
Yeah.
You agree on that one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, man. Some of the other incarnations are just rough. It almost makes you want to go ahead and say he's chaotic evil, but he just had some good upbringing or something to try to nudge him up a little bit. But.
Right, now I saw you had your hand up there. Azrael, I almost see Azrael as almost a victim of the circumstances. Azrael is the son of I call her goat mom. You know, and he is a kid that basically, this is why I call Chara evil. He's basically one of her victims from when she was down there. But Azrael is a kid that basically essentially passes away before the game starts. But in particular endings, and actually the good ending, he comes back. I honestly think that Azrael is just a kid led astray when you consider the age that he was. So I'm gonna say he was probably a neutral good. And given the ending, as you know, where he gets over his evil side and comes back to you, he's too young to be a bad guy. So I'm gonna go with neutral good on Azrael. And for those not familiar, like I said, he's a character that basically, Chara, we mentioned earlier, she got a hold of him, man, and let them all off and offed them in the process. She tried to get everybody.
You got to bring back Chara. I mean, you know she didn't agree with you on Chara, and now you're trying to bring it back in. Bring it back in.
I know, she was baiting me with Azrael, but Azrael was a good kid. It's all Chara's fault. I'm blaming Chara on that one. But maybe she was trying to teach him. Still could have been a learning moment.
Maybe he learned. Maybe he didn't.
You know, he learned how to be the last boss, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, look, thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking with us. And check us out on YouTube. We got some cards up here if you want to come up and grab a card. And we have a website, Facebook, all that stuff. So wherever you want to come and find us, please do. We appreciate all the any support, any likes, any views. Everything counts. Everything is helping us grow and be a voice that people can hear. And we're based out of Jackson, Mississippi, so we're not far away from here. There's not a lot of social media YouTubers and stuff that have really made it big in the South. And so we're trying to sort of bring that voice out there, show that there is a good geek and comic book and just community out here that is a good community. Try to bring that to light. So check us out. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to us. And hopefully thanks for listening to us in the future as well. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good one.